Hi children, how are you all? I hope all you are fine. Children, in that previous video what we discussed about transversal line, and in the same way angles made by a transversal. Once again see that which type of angles we discussed in that previous video. First one, interior angles. Interior angles means angles which lies inside of the lines, then we can consider those angles are interior angles. And the angles which lies outside of the lines, then we will call those angles are exterior angles. Next one, alternate angles. Alternate angles means angles formed both sides of the transversal at two distinct points. Okay, then those angles are alternate angles. If those two angles are interior, then we will call them as alternate interior angles. If those two angles are exterior, then we will call those angles are alternate exterior angles. Understood? Now here in this video we will discuss about that some other types of angles, pairs of angles. Now here see that another type is corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Okay ma? Corresponding angles means what? Here also some properties are there. So what are the properties? First say that what is the diagram here? L, M, N is a transversal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we can observe that 8 angles, no ma? Now here see the children, here L and M are two lines and N is a transversal, and here we can observe that 8 angles. We already learnt about that alternate interior angles. Now what about that corresponding angles? First see the properties. Now here see that both angles lies same side of a transversal. Same side of a transversal. Next one, both angles formed at two distinct points. Both angles are formed at two distinct points. Two distinct points means those two angles must be non-adjacent angles. Understood? And the last point is one of the angle is exterior and the other angle is interior. And the other angle is interior. Understood? These are the properties of corresponding angles. Okay. Corresponding angles means here two angles lies same side of a transversal, which means the two corresponding angles lies either right side of the transversal or left side of the transversal, but same side of a transversal. That is the first point. Second point is one of the angle, we are talking about two angles, no? One of the angle is interior, another angle is exterior. Okay, and those two angles also formed at two distinct points. These are the properties of corresponding angles. Understood ma? Now here say that. Then here which angles are corresponding angles? As per the definition here, both angles lie same side of a transversal. First I am saying that right side of a transversal. Now here say that angle 1, angle 4. Okay, these two angles lies same side of a transversal. Clear? Next, these two angles, one of the angle is exterior angle, 4 is interior angle. Second point also satisfied. And next point here in that middle I written that both angles formed at two distinct points, but 1 and 4 formed at the same point. 1, 4, those two angles formed at the same point. That is not satisfying now here. That's why here 1 and 4 are not corresponding angles. Okay, then check that 1 and 5. Angle 1 comma angle 4 means these two are not corresponding. Now here angle 1 comma angle 5. Okay, angle 1 and 5, those two lies same side of a transversal. So first point satisfied. Okay. Second point, here both angles formed at two distinct points. This is also satisfying, no? One is formed at this point and 5 is formed at this point, at two distinct points. So second point also satisfying. Third point is, one is exterior angle, another one is interior angle. Yes? One is here exterior, 5 is interior. Am I clear to you, ma? Then here 1 and 5 are one of the pair of corresponding angles. Understood? Like this here we can observe that 4 pairs of angles. What are those? Here 1, 5 is one of the pair. Another pair is 4 and 8. 4, 8. 4 and 8. Observe that two angles lie same side of a transversal. Two angles formed at two different points. One is interior, another one is exterior. Clear, ma? So what is another set of angles here? Angle 4, angle 8. And in the same way, left side. Come to that left side. Here also 2 and 6. 2 and 6. Angle 2, angle 6. And in the same way, 3 and 7. Angle 3, angle 7. These are the 4 pairs of angles. Which type of angles, ma? Those 4 pairs are corresponding angles. Those 4 are corresponding angles. Am I clear to you? Yes. So this is about that corresponding angles. Okay. Next we are having that co-interior angles and co-exterior angles. Okay. What about that co-interior angles? Co-interior angles. Okay, children. Co-interior angles are nothing but here this is a transversal and these two are the lines, no? N is a transversal. How many angles we can observe here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now here co-interior angles means here both angles lies the same side of a transversal. That is the first point. Okay, just like that corresponding angles only. Now here see that both angles lies the same side of a transversal. Lies same side of a transversal at two distinct points. At two distinct points. Okay, ma, this is the first point. And the second one is both the angles are interior. Both the angles must be interior. Why? Because interior angles, no? That's why. Both angles must be interior. Okay, ma? Then here which pair of angles are co-interior angles? By seeing only easily we can say that as per the definition, what is that? Two angles lies same side of a transversal, clear, and those two angles also interior angles. Okay, why? Because we are talking about that co-interior angles, no? That's why here those two angles are interior angles. Now here see that 3 and 6. Observe that 3 and 6. Here these two angles lie same side of a transversal, clear, and those two angles are formed at two different points, clear, and those two angles are interior angles. Okay, ma? So here these 2 points are satisfying or not? Yes. Another pair, that is 4 and 5. 4, 5. Angle 4 and 5 are the interior angles, and angle 4 and 5 lies the same side of a transversal, and angle 4 and 5, those two formed at two distinct points. Understood, ma? Now here what are the pairs? Angle 3, angle 6, and in the same way angle 4, angle 5. Understood? These are co-interior angles. Now here co-exterior angles means what? Again co-exterior also same definition only. Co-exterior angles. Okay. Co-exterior angles means here again the same definition. What is that? Both angles lies same side of a transversal. same side of a transversal. And in the same way, both angles formed at two distinct points. Both angles formed at two distinct points. Distinct points means different points. Two distinct points. Both angles must be exterior. Both angles must be exterior. Understood, ma? Once again say that. Again I will draw the diagram here. See that. These two lines are not parallel. Parallel conditions we will learn later. Okay. Again here we can observe that 8 angles, no ma? Okay. As per the definition, what is that? Two angles lies the same side of a transversal, and we are talking about that exterior angles, no? And those two angles must be here exterior only. Okay. Exterior angles, 4 angles we can observe here. And in the same way, see that 2 and 7 lies the same side of a transversal. Satisfying, no? Clear. Next, those two angles lies at two distinct points. Clear. At one point and at that second point. And in the same way, those two angles are exterior angles. Okay, ma? 3 points also satisfying, no? Then here, which pair of angles are co-exterior angles, ma? Here, 2 and 7 are co-exterior angles. And in the same way, right side, 1 and 8. 1 and 8. Then here, angle 1, 8. And in the same way, angle 2, angle 7. That's it. These are the co-exterior angles. Understood, ma? So these are the types of angles, angles made by a transversal. Understood? Now here see that up to now we discussed about that these two lines are intersecting lines. If that lines are parallel, then what will happen? Okay, that one see here. If the lines are parallel, okay, if a transversal intersects two parallel lines, then okay, ma? Up to now we learned that here we drawn some diagrams. Now here one of the diagram is there. Here we can observe one of the diagram. So children, up to now just we drawn that two intersecting lines. A transversal line which intersects two intersecting lines. Now here a transversal which intersects two parallel lines. Then here we can say that here L, M, N. Okay. And here what are the angles, ma? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Understood? Now what we can write here means, see that. Here L is parallel to M and N is a transversal. Clear, ma? If the lines are parallel, if the given lines are parallel, then we can observe here some conditions. Okay, what are those? Here, if the given lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are equal. If the given lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are equal. And in the same way, it's reverse also, converse also we can say that. What is that? If the corresponding angles are equal, then the given lines are parallel. Okay, what are the conditions, ma? See that first one is, if the given lines are parallel, then corresponding angles are equal. Actually children, we are having some proofs, ma. In that state textbook they given some proofs also, just follow those proofs ma. See that if the given lines are parallel, then corresponding angles are equal. Okay, what is the proof means? Just trace this angle. Here we can observe that angle 1, no? Here angle 1 is same as that angle 5. Just observe that same angle, we can observe that. By using that color paper, we can trace these two angles. Okay, that experiment they given in your material. I think they given in your textbook, I think so in 7th class textbook, we have that experiment ma. Just take that one color paper, just cut that one into the shape of this angle. Okay, trace these two angles, we will get that same measurement. Okay, at that cases we can say that there is no any other proof for that. Okay, see that ma. At that cases, if the given lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are equal. Then here corresponding angles, which angles are corresponding? Angle 1, angle 5. Then we can say that angle 1 is equal to angle 5. Okay, second pair, what is that? This side only, angle 4, angle 8. Angle 4 is equal to angle 8. And in the same way, left side, angle 2 is equal to angle 6. And in the same way, angle 3 is equal to angle 7. Understood ma? When we can say these angles are equal? If the given lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are equal. And its converse statement is, if the corresponding angles are equal, if the corresponding angles are equal, then the given lines are parallel. Understood ma? This is the converse statement. Now children, depends on this one, I will tell you one example. Say that here two lines are parallel, corresponding angles means lies at same side only, no? Here this is x and this is 60 degrees. Understood? Find that x value here. Find that x value. Children, see that here L and M are parallel. If in that given question they mention that L is parallel to M, L is parallel to M means L and M are parallel lines. Then what is that condition ma? Corresponding angles are equal. Corresponding angles means here these two are corresponding angles only, no? To find that corresponding angles, which shape we can observe? For that alternate angles, I told you that the letter Z. For that corresponding angles, what is the letter means? That is F. Which letter ma? F. Here see that these two angles are corresponding angles. Okay, just if you extended this one, then here this angle and this angle, these two are corresponding. Okay, the same here we can observe that. Here we can observe F shape ma here. This is F shape only, no? Then here these two angles are corresponding angles. Understood? Now here given lines are parallel. Already in that question only they given that if L is parallel to M and N is a transversal, then find that x value. Simply we can say that x is equal to 60 degrees. What is the reason? Means these two are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. That's it. Okay. Find the other angles also if they will ask means, see that how to find means, see that ma. Here 60 degrees there, no? This, when you observe this one, here this is a straight line. This is a straight line. On a straight line, at that point, what is the angle at a point ma? On a straight line, at that point, what angle we can observe here? Straight angle only, no? Then here, this total angle is equals to 180 degrees. Yes or no? This total angle, see that same color I am using here. See that this total angle is equals to 180 degrees. Out of 180, already 60 they given here. Okay, what angle we can add to 60 to make it as 180 ma? Just like that supplementary angles only, no? or else 180 minus 60 degrees is equal to 120 degrees. Understood? At that cases, this angle is equals to 120 degrees. Am I clear to you? And in the same way here 60, this is 120. Okay, here 60 and x, these two are corresponding angles. And in the same way, these two are also corresponding angles only, no? Okay, at that cases, this value is equal to 120. Am I clear, ma? In this way, just to find that corresponding angles. And in the same way, left side angles also we can find. Okay, from this one, what we can say? Here, one angle is sufficient to find that all other angles. Here, only one angle I given. What is that? 60 degrees. We can observe here 8 angles. Out of 8 angles, if they will give that only one angle, that is sufficient to find that other 7 angles. Okay, how to find means see here, already 4 angles we got it. Okay, by using one angle, we got that 4 angles. Okay, ma? Just observe that. Here I will use that one more color, see that. These two lines are intersecting lines. Am I clear? This is an intersecting point. At that intersecting point, how many angles we can observe? 4 angles. If two lines are intersecting, at the two non-adjacent angles, are always equal. Two non-adjacent angles are called vertically opposite angles. That theorem also will end, no? So here also we can observe that vertically opposite angles, no, 120 and this angle. These two are vertically opposite or not? These two are non-adjacent angles and formed at a same common point, intersecting point. Then we can say that these two are vertically opposite only, no? Vertically opposite angles are always equal. That theorem also will end. So here 120 is there, then here also 120. Here these two angles also vertically opposite angles only, no? Okay, ma. Then here this is 60 degrees, this is also 60 degrees. Okay, still how many angles required here to find out? 2 angles. Here 60. These two angles we can say that these two are vertically opposite angles only, no? Then here 60 degrees, then this angle also equals to 60. And in the same way, here 120 degrees and here also these two angles we can say those two are non-adjacent angles and those two non-adjacent angles are formed at the same common point here. Okay, ma? Then here these two angles are vertically opposite angles and vertically opposite angles are always equal. So children, just they given that only one angle. By using that one angle, how many angles we learned here? How many angles we got it? Remaining 7 angles we got here. Now here 8 angles also we know that. Okay, ma? This is the way of finding corresponding angles. Okay, children. So in this video, how to find that corresponding angles we learned. And in the same way, if the given lines are parallel, then corresponding angles are equal. Okay, in that next video, we will discuss that how to find alternate interior angles and in the same way co-interior angles also. Thank you all.